The views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any organization. Hello and welcome once again to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat without fear or favor. Now, a record 9 Supreme Court judges were sworn in on a single day this week, an eyeball headline grabbing moment. It's a record 9 judges in a single day, and significantly 3 of them were women, which is great news because what Parliament has not been able to do in terms of women's reservation, the Supreme Court seems to be moving forward with, giving more women representation at the apex court, including now the possibility of India's first ever woman Chief Justice in 2027. All of this is very good news. News channels and newspapers are splashing it across the headlines this week. But my friends, we need to look beyond the hype. As always, there is a but. And the but, my friends, is the real story. The story which I'm going to tell you, not just so much about the judges who were sworn in, but the real story is about a judge who was denied justice because he was not sworn in. And that's right, it's his non-election in the Supreme Court that will tell us all we need to know about how our government and indeed the Supreme Court functions at times. I am referring, my friends, here to the case of Justice Akhil Kureshi, currently the Chief Justice of the Tripura High Court and the second most senior High Court judge in the country. My simple question, why was Justice Kureshi's name not in the list? Well, here is the backstory that will tell you all you need to know. Chronology samajhiye once again. My friends, Justice Kureshi is from Gujarat. He comes from one of the most illustrious families out there. His grandfather was involved in Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi March organization, and another member of his family was also involved with the Sabarmati Trust. In fact, his family was deeply involved with Mahatma Gandhi. He is by all accounts a man of personal integrity and impeccable credentials. Every lawyer I've spoken to says Justice Kureshi was a model judge. In November 2018, when he was in the Gujarat High Court, the post of the Chief Justice felt vacant and Justice Kureshi was likely to take up the post in terms of seniority. What happens? At the last moment, he shifted to the Bombay High Court, where he's only 5th in seniority. The advocates protest in Gujarat, go on strike, and yet Justice Kureshi is not made the Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court. This is in November 2018. Then comes May 2019, the Supreme Court recommends him as the Chief Justice for the Madhya Pradesh High Court. What does the Modi government do? Send back the recommendations. Eventually, Justice Kureshi is sent to Tripura, a much smaller court, as the Chief Justice. But a man of moral character and conscience, he takes up the post without a fuss and instead delivers very strong judgments, including one involving the trafficking of a 14-year-old girl. Now, in the last 2 years, since 2019, there has been a buzz that Justice Kureshi could be elevated to the Supreme Court. In fact, what we learn is Justice Rohinton Nariman, one of our finest judges, had pushed in the collegium, where the judges sit to decide who will be elevated to the Supreme Court, had pushed for Justice Kureshi's name time and again, but the other judges or someone in the system was not willing to accept it. What happens as a result? Justice Nariman insists on Justice Kureshi before other names are recommended. There is no consensus, and for 2 years, we didn't have a single Supreme Court judge. Who was obstructionist? Collegium? The government of India? That's for you to decide. But the fact is that a judge who deserves to be in the Supreme Court is not elevated there. Now, Justice Nariman retires a few weeks ago, and within a week, 10 days of his retirement, the collegium meets, recommends 9 names, and instantly the government of India accepts all 9 names. The one name missing? Justice Kureshi. Now, why? Why was this justice, his elevation blocked? Answer simple. chronology समझिए. In 2010, Justice Kureshi passes an order which allows CBI custody for 2 days for Amit Shah, then Home Minister of Gujarat, now Union Home Minister, in the Sohrabuddin Sheikh encounter case, a case from which Mr. Shah is later exonerated in 2014 but did spend time behind bars in those days. And then you have Justice Kureshi also being part of a bench where it is recommended that a particular judge, R.A. Mehta, should be made state's Lokayukt, Gujarat's Lokayukt, a decision that is then opposed by Mr. Modi as Chief Minister. So he delivers two judgments which in a way, or two orders which seem in a way embarrassing for the Modi government. Net, in 2021, those orders have come to haunt him. It almost seems prima facie that this is an act of vindictiveness, vendetta, to prevent a judge from being elevated to the Supreme Court who passed adverse orders when he was a judge in the Gujarat court. Now, we know of bureaucrats and police officers losing out because they are not seen as pliable by the government who get, but now even judges, their appointments are getting caught in political games. The Modi government may well claim it is not liable to disclose the reasons why a particular judge is elevated or not, and they are entitled to do so within the law. But my question is, what does this say about our system of appointing judges? What's the message that's been sent out to the rest of the judiciary? Are we saying that a judge is hostage to how the ruling political leadership perceives him or her? Do they have to fall in line, be seen as pliable in some way? Are we saying importantly that even members of the collegium of the Supreme Court, the 5 senior most judges, are reluctant to assert their independence when it comes to political pressures? Our judges talk of judicial independence, but do they really walk the talk? And therefore, the case of Judge Kureshi becomes all the more important. The Chief Justice of the country, Justice Ramanna, has said the media should avoid needless speculation. I'm not putting any speculation, I'm stating all the facts here. And the facts lead you to asking the burning question. Why wasn't Justice Kureshi elevated despite his seniority and meritorious track record? Will anyone give us any explanation? Those who ask for accountability from others, are they not accountable? Are our judges not accountable? Is the government and the law ministry of this country not accountable? That's the simple question I pose. How long will we live in an opaque system where the country, as citizens, we will not know why a particular judge is appointed and why someone else is not? I only hope that asking these questions does not make me liable for contempt or sedition. Think about it. That was the Straight Bat. Do log on and subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Namaskar. Jai Hind.